If you're a business owner, if you have some sort of high ticket offer, if you have something to sell, your video intro alone can book you literally 50 plus more appointments just this month, and you don't need to spend hours editing. Let me explain. I'm going to show you the 5 pillars of lead generating intros that will put more money on the table for you, and it's not with editing, it's not with some sort of psychological trick, it's literally the slightest yet overlooked tweaks to your content, so you're not really doing anything out of the norm. I've used these 5 pillars that I'll show you for free to generate over 90K in revenue in the past 7 months with only YouTube organic traffic. And the funny thing is I make low effort, and quote unquote low effort, the content's amazing, but the low effort videos and 0 to little editing. I just use music, really. I just throw in like some Silent Hill ambience, and as you can see, my intros do quite well. Actually, 83% of viewers are still watching at around the 30-second mark, which I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. It's not that hard at all, and I'm just saying like a few keywords. And as you can see, the rest of the video, I mean, no one has really watched this video, and it's actually gotten over 50K views and generates about 1,000 plus views per 48 hours. And these turn into high quality leads. But how am I doing this? It's super interesting, and I want to show you this. But yeah, like, you literally do not need editing to make a video pop off and have a video actually book you calls. So if you're not using this strategy, you are just leaving thousands of dollars on the table every single day. As I said, you're losing out on hundreds of would-be fans of your content that would have been nurtured into customers, and you'll constantly be guessing why your videos did good or bad. And I'm saying this because I've done the same thing. I've always wondered why, X video did really well, and I always wondered why X video did really bad. So you need to understand this about YouTube intros. Most intros, they don't have clear messaging. They're very scattered. They're overly complex. They don't confirm the title and thumb, and you've probably done this before. You probably started your video by saying, "Hey, what's up? My name is," or "Hi, my name is," or something along those lines, which do not talk about the video at hand and the video that people clicked on. But converting intros and intros that make you money have powerful hooks, a compelling promise, credibility, previews of the content that you're going to be talking about, and it also creates urgency or importance. And these are things that you should know, but a lot of people overlook this and make really bad intros. And I've done this before, but it runs deeper than just these 5 principles. So let's break it down. So number 1 is you need to start with a powerful hook. So you need to grab attention ASAP using some sort of statement, a question, a statistic, etc. You need to create some sort of curiosity or tell them about a pain point that they have immediately. For example, if I've told you that 80% of businesses are leaving money on the table, for example, what if I told you that 80% of business owners are leaving money on the table with their YouTube strategy? And one video that does this really, really well, and this is actually one of my students, so shout out to Nick Lab, let me show you guys this. He addresses pain points super well at the start of the video, and he has about 1.24K subs, and this video actually hit 4.4K subs, or sorry, 4.4K views, and it's just a great example of a really good intro. So let me play this for you.
I'm gonna give it to you straight. Your chess genetics sucks. You've actually failed to express them to its fullest potential, and there are 2 reasons why.
Do you see how he just made a statement? I'm gonna give it to you straight, your chess genetics suck. And then he goes immediately into I'm gonna give you 2 reasons why XYZ is not good. So this is such a good example of a good intro, and the views show the results for themselves. So let's keep going. So now you need to make a clear and compelling promise. So you need to exactly state what the value the viewer will get from watching your video. And you got to address the what's in it for me question super quickly. So if someone watches your video, if someone clicks on your title and thumbnail, they're expecting what the title and thumbnail is giving them. So if you don't make a compelling promise, and tell them exactly what they're going to get if they spend the time of their precious lives by watching your video, then they more than likely will click off and then make the algorithm not want to promote your video to more people. So you need to address the what's in it for me question extremely quickly. So for example, in this video, I'm going to show you the exact system that's helped my clients 10x their qualified leads from YouTube in just 90 days. That is a clear and compelling promise that will get people to watch your video until the end. It's super simple stuff, but it's just these little things that really make a huge difference when making your video intros and making them so that people can actually subscribe to you and watch more of your content, get nurtured, and buy your thing. So this is just a visual explanation of clear promises that give your ideal client confidence in watching until the end. So if you start your video off like this, where it's just scribbled and no one knows what exactly you're talking about, and the plan of the video is just everywhere, and they click on the title and thumbnail, but they're now being greeted to you doing something completely different, then it makes complete sense for them to essentially just click off your video and find another video that's more concise, like video B, for example, where there's a clear and concise plan that the person is giving the viewer. So be this video. Do not be this video, especially in the first 10 seconds of your video, in the first frame of your video even. Intros are so extremely important that if you started them off like this, then you are not getting the views that you want. Now, you need to establish your authority. So you might have a business where you help, I don't know, entrepreneurs that want to grow on Instagram. So obviously, if your ideal client is a business owner that wants to grow on Instagram, they want to find people that have grown business owners' Instagrams. So if you establish your authority ASAP, then you're going to get that person to watch your video because you are now seen as an authority and not some person just bullshitting online. So you need to briefly mention your desirable transformations or achievements. So you could literally be your own testimonial. You could say, hey, look, I have a business and I've grown my Instagram to 500K. Or you can list your achievements, the amount of money you made, the amount of followers you get, leads, social proof. That's what you need. So you need to use social proof. So for example, you could say something like this: I've used this system to generate over $1 million in client revenue from XYZ, and I've helped over 100 businesses do the same thing. So for example, for me, I have grown Jonathan's channel from literally scratch. So he came to me at like, I don't know, it was like less than 100 subs. And we found a video system that worked for him. So for the titles and thumbnails, it's like how to write a XYZ arc or system. And this video got 55K views, we doubled down. This video got 64K views, and we doubled down again, and it got 150K views. So if I'm helping people grow their YouTube channels, especially people with some sort of offer, business, school even, for example, then this is what I would use to establish credibility and show people that, hey, look, I'm not bullshitting. I've done this for this person, I've done this for that person, and I've also done the same thing for myself. So this is exactly how I would establish credibility. I would just get your case studies, get your clients to put in a good word for you, and just show them what kind of transformations that you can give the viewer. And this next step is honestly the second most important pillar to converting intros, except for the next step that I'm going to show you. But this is not equally, but this is very important, all right? So just listen up. A preview of what you'll get, and this is where people mess up a lot. A lot of people and a lot of business owners don't give a quick overview of what they'll cover, and this is very, very huge because it's exactly the same thing as giving a concise message to your viewer, because if you don't know what you're going to get, then why should you be watching? So you need to use numbers to make it easier to follow. So for example, I'll break down the 3 key components of the system. Number 1, channel positioning. Number 2, content creation. And number 3, funnel optimization. So that is a pretty solid example for giving an overview of what you're going to get in a video. So same thing literally still applies. If your steps are scribbled and they're just all over the place, then they're not going to make sense to the viewer. But if it is clear and concise and it's in step formats or it's in ABC formats or whatever, then it is much more tangible to the viewer to be watching your video and to get nurtured into a long-term customer. Because the viewer knows what they'll be getting. And this last pillar is how you get people to go from a cold viewer to a nurtured audience / potential lead. And that is just creating urgency in your intro. So you need to explain why they need to watch now. And you got to hint at the cost of not taking your advice. So what's the cost of not watching the video and not gaining the knowledge and then not applying the knowledge? Probably huge. Same thing with this video. The cost of not growing your intros into something that's actually tangible and interesting for the viewer is probably going to cost your YouTube channel. It's probably going to cost you thousands of dollars left off the table simply because you don't want to tweak your intros slightly. So for example, I would say something like this. If you're not using the strategy, you are literally leaving thousands of dollars on the table every single day. So let's dive in and fix that right now. So those are the 5 key tips, but also, 5 key pillars. Also, but pro tip, you got to make sure that your intro aligns with your title and thumbnail, and you need to keep everything cohesive and understandable for your viewers. So the main takeaway of this video, if you get anything from this video, you need to make sure you do not have surprises. They clicked your video for a reason, so give them exactly what they thought that they were going to get. So give them what they asked for. And just a quick recap, if you do these things, I will promise you right now you will book more appointments because you'll simply just be getting more views and the algorithm is going to favor you correctly. So you need a powerful hook, compelling promise, credibility, preview of content, and create urgency and importance. That's it. If you like this video, subscribe, and that's it. If you want to subscribe, you can. If you don't worry about it, but I'll see you on Friday. All right, peace guys, bye.